Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Land Tamer stream. Good to have you here tonight. It is Tuesday night, July the 3rd. Tomorrow is a holiday here in the United States, Independence Day. And it's going to be great because, one, we got the day off, and two, we got to have the day off a little early today, which is nice. It sort of dismissed us early. And so I got to do a little study already. And three, I'll get to do a little study tomorrow and hang out with the fam. Do some fun stuff. So really excited about that. I want to talk about where I'm at on my CCIE routing and switching study prep. I'm on 20 days out. Now the verdict is still out whether I stick with that or not. Time will tell. I may not. I really don't know either way yet. But I'm going to work as if we're going to hit that date, July 23rd, for the actual written exam. So that's what we're going to work on. Yeah, on the holiday grind, 20 days to go. This wallpaper of the day is from the Falcon 9 Dragon launch from last Friday. Really cool. I saw that from the gym. I posted about that. Flickr.com/SpaceX. Really great shot. But yeah, let's talk about written progress. It's going to be brief. You all, I don't expect a lot of viewers tonight. You're probably already maybe barbecuing or getting, here in the U.S. anyway, you might be getting ready for tomorrow, out buying fireworks. But, hopefully you'll find some time to do some studying, have fun, and also get some labbing in or hitting the books, as it were. That's what I'll be doing. I am studying on preparing for the written. The last night was OTV. And I tell you, I found some really good resources on OTV. And what I was looking for in particular, well, several things. One, just a better overall understanding of it. And this is a really good, there's an OTV, I mentioned it yesterday. There's an OTV on-demand session. Yeah, there it is, BRK DCN 2931 on the Cisco On-Demand website. It was really good. I did not watch all of it because it got really complicated towards the end. And this is not data center, right? This is routing and switching. But this is a really good slide 17 from the presentation. I went through a lot of slides. I watched about half of the presentation. And that really helped me out a lot on, one, I was curious, what is a use case for OTV anymore? There was a question even from the audience, well, why do we need OTV? Isn't that what, SD-WAN is for? Is OTV still relevant, And there were several use cases that were given that, I could go along with. I could see where, people still want to stretch data centers, but they're not yet ready for a newer sort of overlay technology or SD-WAN or software-defined networking or Cisco ACI or anything like that. And they might have disparate sort of platforms. Maybe they have one data center, they might have 9000s, and another data center they have Cisco or Nexus 7Ks, another data center, maybe they have Cisco Catalyst 6500s. Well, you can use the OTV to still as sort of a quote-unquote patchwork and the OTV people probably wouldn't like me saying that. And that's probably not fair. But it's a solution that has been put in, and there's still new implementations going in of OTV. Someone at Orlando was talking about, the presenter was talking about how they work on the TAC, data center TAC, or one of the, I think it was maybe 9,000 TAC teams, and talking about, they still get calls for OTV, and some of these are newer implementations that have just been put in. So, it's still relevant. People are still using it. And guess what? You're still tested on it and see how you're written. So you got to know some of these things. So this was one of the slides I keyed on. There were some other really good slides. And that is what I studied last night. I have a much better understanding of OTV. And I'm ready to move on. So today I started moving on to, I reviewed my list of weak areas and decided I need to look closer at the BGP diverse path options. A BGP route reflector in a core, for example, or even not necessarily in a core, but if you have a BGP route reflector, it's only going to use the best path. And in the case of iBGP, it's only going to advertise the best path to its neighbors, right? The route reflector will only do that. So that creates a lot of issues in, as a service provider, especially, and even in enterprise. It can create issues when, conversion times are key you have a path failure, you're worried about BGP's convergence. And these are some proposals that are some RFCs. And yes, it is true. I'm getting down to RFC level, folks. I did not find a lot of information on this. Cisco has a good article in the documentation. I'm going to read that, but I just started reading that, and I didn't understand a lot of what it was saying in the first few paragraphs, and it referenced the RFC. So I'm like, okay, that's my clue. I actually need to go back and read the RFCs myself. So that's what I'm doing, folks. That's where we're at. We got these two RFCs. One is distribution of diverse BGP paths. This is 6774, and this is informational. And this talks about strategy here. I've not really read this except for the first couple paragraphs. This, however, is the one I've read more of, and I'm going to dive a little deeper into. And this is 7911. This is the BGP add paths standard. This is a standards track document. And it is covered in depth, more in depth by Cisco. And I want to actually get into this a little bit and, not go too deep, as you see, add path capability. But I want to make sure I understand this, and I understand how it works, and I understand what a message looks like, and how it affects the BGP update and other messages, right? So it's short, and there's some other references here that I may need to go into, but there's some RFCs for you folks. By the way, this is 2012. This is July 2016. Obviously, the number's higher, and this is a later RFC. That's what you got to do sometimes, folks. With the, I was posting in another chat just now, actually, in Discord, another channel, not mine, about someone who had just taken, I believe it was CCNP switch. I'm not sure. But yeah, there were things on there that they said that, they didn't see exactly in some of the materials they'd covered. And I understand that. And I was like, don't get me started on the written. It was so wide and so deep in a lot of areas. And yes, some of this material, you're going to have to, for the IE level, this is not the first nor the last time I've had to read. You all know, you've seen me on this channel have to go to RFCs and numerous times. Frosthammer, hey, good to have you, Frosthammer. Hope you're having a great July 3rd. Yes, so what Frosthammer is referring to down here, I was just about to mention this too. Brian McGahan. Now, I've not read, Brian McGahan is a busy person, I know. He's a trainer. He's I think, co-owner or partner in I&E. But I think he has 4 CCIEs and a CCDE. I don't remember how many, 3 or 4, I'm not sure, but he's got a lot, okay? And I have a lot of respect for those instructors at I&E. Some of them have 6 IEs, right? But if you do happen to find some of Brian McGahan's blogs, I've only really had time to read maybe 3 or 4 of them that I've found. And usually he's not going to write a blog unless it's some deep or commonly misunderstood issue. So I don't know how prolific he's been, but the few blogs that I've read by him are really good. This is no exception. This covers OTV. He breaks down OTV, and he kind of strips it down. Like, he get, like a lot of us engineers do when we first start working on something, we have these questions, right? And you want to get to the bottom of it. And you can see in his blog post how it almost seems like this is kind of bothering him, the way or what the material he was seeing about the explanation of OTV and what he was actually seeing in a lab. He built a lab. Things were going exactly, as advertised. So he starts digging in. There are PCAPs. So if you go to this blog post, I'm going to put these in the chat too, folks, for once and for all. But yeah, this is about Brian McGahan breaks down OTV. And you can actually, and I did this, I downloaded the PCAPs, and I looked at the packet captures that he did. And it's interesting to see GRE. As a matter of fact, when you look at some of the different OTV message types and how they're broken down in Wireshark, you've got, and I can't explain it, Brian does really well, but, it might be, I think it went something like OTV ends up being an IP packet Well, there's IP encapsulation, GRE encapsulation, MPLS encapsulation, Ethernet, IPv4. It's just fascinating. So, and UDP, right? UDP encapsulation. So you definitely, and this is obviously this is not all covered in the exam, but if you read this, to me, it's worth your time. Because one, you can see if you check out this blog, download the PCAPs, because that's one thing I always want to do. If there's something I don't really understand really well, I'm like, okay, I'm going to do that tonight with BGP AdPass, for example. I want to see a PCAP. Show me some messages, and let me see what it looks like on the wire. Well, that's what Brian McGahan does with OTV, and you will be surprised at what you see. But yeah, good call off, Ross Timer. That was an excellent, and it was written several years ago. Yeah, 2012. Still very relevant, though. OTV has been around now for a while. But yeah, I'm going to be studying these two RFCs tonight. And I don't know exactly what time I'll be streaming tomorrow. We'll treat it like a Saturday where I will be studying throughout the day, but the schedule will be a little fluid. But from there, I'm not sure what I'm going to move on to. I have to go consult, kind of a study list that I have. But here's some good links today. We'll cut it off here soon, folks. Let you get to whatever you got going on. A longtime supporter of this channel, his Twitter handle is showipintbri, showipintbri. He has started a new, he passed his written in second week of June at Cisco Live. And he took some time off, and now he's back. And he's back with a vengeance. He's going to be labbing. He made a commitment to lab every day for 100 days and to vlog about it. So first of all, I'm really excited. I'm starting to see more and more vlogging content out there, streaming content on YouTube and Twitch. And, man, I think it's just wonderful. You go back 2 years, and it was basically podcasts, right? If you wanted any material on the networking community that wasn't from a vendor and marketing, you pretty much, had podcasts, no video, or not very much. Well, that's really changed a lot in the last year or so. So I'm just so happy to see someone else going to do some vlogging, some labbing. Mine says, it almost looks like flabbing, doesn't it? But yeah, I spelled it right. But yeah, check out this link here. And he did his first post today. And he talked about some labs going to be working on. So check him out. Give him some support. Make some comments. Give him some encouragement to keep on going and that you're interested. And I'm sure he'll keep doing these videos. And this will be helpful. Maybe you're not labbing now for the CCIE. But one day you're gonna be there. I hope to be there soon, and I'm gonna be doing 100 days of labbing. So I'm gonna be really interested to see. I'm gonna be watching closely how this goes about, how he plans, what his plans are, and I'll be taking notes. So you can do the same. The other is a YouTube video. This is a great channel, folks. I learned about this channel not too long ago. Duan Lightfoot. And if you check it out, he did an interview of a CCNA, 14-year-old new CCNA. Very inspirational, folks. What excuse do we have, right? This is a 14-year-old that has a CCNA. So there are a lot of distractions for 14-year-olds, right? And to be focused like that and to pass a CCNA, man, he's schooling me, which is great. I take motivation and inspiration from it. You can get inspired too. Check out that video if you haven't seen it yet. You may have seen it already. But anyway, that's going to be it, folks. I'll let you get to what you're doing. Get ready for your holiday. I'm going to do a little study myself. And we'll check back in tomorrow and see how things are going for you. I wish everyone the best with their studying, with their labbing, learning their topics. Hey, you too, Frosthammer. Great to have you here on the chat. And out there in the out there also doing your thing. So wish you the best. And folks, tomorrow we got a little red, white, and blue tonight. We'll probably do it again tomorrow in the spirit of Independence Day here in the U.S. So have a great night, folks, and I'm going to send you all the good bits I can, and we'll see you back here tomorrow in Land Tamer Stream.